This Mobile Geeks video is powered by ASUS. So here at the Maker Faire, we've come across the guys from my DM. Hi guys! Hi! So they have a really cool product they're going to bring to Kickstarter, and it draws with an LED. So you can see it right here. Hold it up. Yeah. So it actually paints light. So here's some examples. Here's a tiger. Here it actually is painting a logo. It's running Arduino, and that's how it's able to figure out how to do all this kind of stuff. Or you can just kind of make art. IDEM, I-D-E-M. And so check back on Kickstarter in September where these guys launch, because they're going to try to do different types of light bars to do different types of products. So let's go see what else we have here at Maker Faire Taiwan.
And I'm here because, for several reasons, because I heard that the Taipei Maker Faire is a very wonderful place to get to understand the whole spectrum of what making is all about. And because in Singapore we're also trying to do that, we're trying to bring the different kinds of makers together and trying to see if we can cross-pollinate ideas. And we really wanted to come here to get ideas from Taipei, but at the same time we also wanted to come here to bring in some of the works that the makers in Singapore have been doing to sort of like show them that, okay, Singapore has a nice maker culture as well. But the maker scene in Singapore has been really growing. It's kind of like when we started the Maker Faire in 2012, we had like maybe about 20 odd makers. It's a very, very small event, probably because nobody has really heard about Maker Faire. Then over the last few years, it's really grown, not just in terms of the fair itself, which has really grown. This year, in fact, we're going to have close to maybe 200 odd exhibits, 60 over workshops and stuff within the 2 days. But also, in addition to that, the maker scene is really grown because there's a lot of buy-in towards the maker movement from different parties. The education ministry has brought in, they see the value of making and getting kids to learn. But what they also see additionally, and that's something that I've seen only in Singapore and in Taipei, is we've got a lot of very young children coming in as makers. So this year in Singapore, our youngest maker is 6 years old. It's called local culture, right? So for example, I went to Shenzhen Maker Faire last year, and Shenzhen Maker Faire tends to be a lot like a consumer electronic conference because, well, that's what Shenzhen is. It's like mass, all the startups and the manufacturing and everything. It's really the tech. In fact, there's hardly anything that's artsy in Shenzhen. Whereas when we went to Tokyo, I was very impressed by the Tokyo Maker Faire because a lot of things that Japan has in terms of culture, the otaku culture, the robotics culture, the comics culture, all these came together, and many of the projects that you see, even it could be an Arduino thing, but it could be an Arduino that's powering one of these Japanese-inspired characters, which is so close to the hearts of the Japanese because it's part of their lifestyle. So it's very interesting to see how the culture comes forth in the way the makers work on their projects, and also in the way that the makers actually exhibit. And we see also that in Singapore, because Singapore has an education culture, very strong education culture. And I was just telling some of the makers yesterday, because yesterday I was in Fan too, and I was just telling some of the makers that in Singapore this year we have about 60 odd workshops and presentations. And they were telling me that that's really a record, and it just doesn't happen anywhere else. And that's probably because Singaporeans like to teach. Yeah. They may not, even if they are not very good at it, they still like to teach and to share and stuff, which I think comes out in the culture of Singapore's Maker Faire. And I think in Singapore we also get a lot of hands-on activities, a lot more hands-on than you would see. So yeah.
And this is what's happening here. And basically this is based around the smartphone, which turned us into modern slaves. Have you ever wondered what life would look like without a smartphone, and what you could do without all your spare time and not constantly checking your screen? There are statistics where they're saying that in between 200 and 300 times a day we're looking at the screen of our smartphones. Those guys have a solution for this. It's basically they have an open source design for a case to glue up your smartphone safely. So you're just using this little pack of crackers, right? Just putting it in there, and on top of it goes your smartphone. And at the end of the day, it's not only your smartphone that's going to be done then. So we have a bunch of iPhone 6s here, but of course also the case that they have over here. So this is an open source design that basically frees you from the idea of becoming a modern slave to technology, which is by using a smartphone on a daily basis. I've never seen anything like this, but it's quite interesting. If you really want to get rid of your smartphone safely, make sure you get the proper case and just glue it up. I'm Sasha from Mobile Geeks here at the Makers Faire 2015 in Taipei, and if you want to check out the website, it's goodnight.wordpress.com. Thanks for watching.